Well, sometimes I look back and I just wonder, what were we thinking? What was I thinking?
We went for a long, long period of time with no resources. And when I mean no resources, I mean no resources.
People told us we were crazy to go all in. You know, is this really going to work? I think some of the most beautiful things can emerge through trial and through difficult times.
So I was a huge skeptic. Parents were educators. My father was a professor of physics. So I just wasn't raised with anything but allopathic Western medicine. I learned over the years how effective they were and can be, especially if they're pure.
When you make a claim that your product is 100% pure and you don't know that it's 100% pure, that's an integrity problem. I sort of made this conscientious decision. You have to, as a human, recognize that you have an obligation to help and to serve other people.
We looked at starting this company. The first thing you think is, I got to raise money. I've got to get capital. And we set out to do that initially. And actually ended up, the four of us, back in New York City, visiting with some very high-profile people.
They looked at us and they said, we believe that your business model is going to work. We believe that you will be successful, and we want to fund your venture.
We'll give you $5 million. And we all, of course, felt extremely elated.
And the four of us found ourselves in front of the Statue of Liberty.
Almost as if on cue, as I recall, we all just grew somewhat silent.
And as we looked out over the water, and I looked at the Statue of Liberty, what rung true to me is, we're doing this to give people freedom. And if we take their money, we can't make people free.
I remember standing right next to Dave Sterling, and Dave looked at me and in kind of a somewhat shocking way, he asked me, how much money do you have, Doc? And I said, I don't know. And he said, how much can you pull together? And I said, I don't know. And he asked each one of us in succession, and before we left the park that afternoon, we had made the decision that we were unable to take any resources from anybody, and instead, we would all leverage everything we have.
We took the equity out of our homes, we cashed out 401ks, we liquidated everything we owned in order for this dream to come to fruition.
People ask me sometimes, how are you guys able to do what you did? And, but everybody rolled their sleeves up and we did every job. We did this job, this job, this job.
I was supposed to go out and find these precious oils. I had probably 100+ different samples that had been sent to my home. And every time we would meet, Dave, Dr. Hill would say, Emily, have you found the oils yet? I'd have to say, not yet. Like, are we going down the right path? Is this really what we're supposed to do? And I remember one beautiful day, I opened up my doorstep and 5 oils showed up all on the same day. It was frankincense, lavender, tea tree, lemon, and peppermint. As I smelled these bottles, I called up Dave and I called up Dr. Hill and I said, I found the oils.
I brought my camera because that was going to be a moment that I wanted to capture. And we pulled the lid off and smelled it. We were confident that these were the purest oils on the planet.
I remember that first discussion we had. We talked about the culture of the company. What type of soul do we want doTERRA to have? We've got to have a culture of giving back. We have to have a culture of caring. Locking arms with the people who are putting the seeds in the ground, who are harvesting these products. It's making sure that their needs are met.
As I look back on it today with doTERRA, it's overwhelming to me to see the impact it is around the world. There was a lot of sacrifice, but again, those are days we look back on, with some pride. Sacrifice is a really important piece.
The founding group, they'd started doTERRA, and it was moving along, right? Great ideas. And when I came involved as really kind of a business guy that's experienced in direct selling, as an ownership team, we didn't take anything out of the business for a long time because we just put everything into building this infrastructure. And so we built our campus, right? We bought the land, we started to build this campus. You know, we have 70 employees today, we're gonna have 700, then we're gonna have 5,000, right? And so we've got to build an infrastructure for this.
Today, we've empowered nearly 8 million families all around the globe. We're now filling 315,000 bottles of oil every single day. We are so committed to this work. We are so humbled to be stewards of what nature has created so perfectly for us. And we're so grateful for all of our amazing employees, for all of our amazing wellness advocates, for all of our amazing customers all around the world.
We haven't changed in our mission. We haven't changed in our purpose. We're still true to those things that very early on were important. If doing the right thing was important then, doing the right thing is important now. If helping and giving service to other people was important then, it's important now. If sourcing oils differently and doing what had not been done before was important then, it's important now. We feel like, as crazy as it sounds, we're still just beginning.
And I think about how far we've come from where we were 8 or 10 years ago to where we are today. Where are we going to be 8 years from now, 10 years from now, in the next decade? We're going to take things even to another level in terms of blessing people's lives for good.